Hi, I'm Andrea Storm, and I've given myself permission, daring myself to get out here and kind of just talk about the shit that's on my mind because who's even got time to socialize? I don't know, you might. I don't. Because, like, I'm still trying to, get my dinner together, right? I haven't made dinner. I just dragged the groceries up that I had to work my ass off for, for one of those like gig jobs. Excuse me, I'm not stripping in front of you. These are my ski pants, and I'm about to burn up. But like one of those shit places where you cash out, at the end of the day. So I made enough money to buy some dinner and a few things. And it just has me thinking about that paradigm that coding, that was, that false narrative, that false, is it a dichotomy? I need a dictionary. But that false design of how it's supposed to be, how things are supposed to be, it's just like that. It's always been that way. Oh, just accept it. Oh, don't make a big deal, dear. Oh, hush. I mean, I can think of all of the verbiage and adages and over the years, the pushback that I've heard because it just won't fit into that mold. The one that says, like I've had a lot of different jobs. I imagine many people have, right? I don't know. Maybe I'm the only one. No, I'm not. That's silly. So you know what it's like to chase your tail, right? Chasing the almighty American dream. Look at this, I'm all falling apart. The almighty American dream, right? And curiosity really has me wondering how many people actually look, okay, I'm not talking about, hey, you got a mortgage, you got a car payment, you got some debt, you got some credit. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about dreamers, making it really happen, that real dream, not that I accept the status quo. Because that's not what you were thinking when you were a kid. I cannot imagine. I know that's not what I was thinking. I thought a bunch of other stuff. And it depended on what day you asked me, right? So, just thinking. So, the Monopoly, right? Here's what I'm thinking to myself. Have you ever played a game of Monopoly with a bunch of people, like not just a couple, but if you haven't, then just use your imagination, bring yourself there. Imagine yourself playing Monopoly with a bunch of people you like, you're having a good time, right? And then a couple people are winning, but then everybody starts losing, and one person keeps winning and winning and winning, and their pile gets bigger, and you owe them debt because they own the electric and the gas and whatever utilities are on those little corners, and you have to pay them rent because you keep landing on them and you keep going around and around and around. At some point, that bullshit gets old. You get tired of it. Now, this is the thing I'm leaning toward talking about, right? I'm more interested in that. I'm more interested in knowing how many of us have failed and failed again and failed again and pulled ourselves up and reinvented ourselves and put it back together again. That percentage, that interests me because, well, first of all, it's upside down. It shouldn't be that way. It shouldn't be that way at all. That needs to be recoded, for a lack of better words. It needs to be revisited, reevaluated, or just flipped upside down. I think that would be easy enough. You just, okay, if we're doing it this way, and that, so let's see, this is what I find for myself. I've made very poor choices over my lifetime, especially when it comes to perhaps friends or intimate relationships, right? So, if I'm into somebody all of a sudden, I know right away that's like, oh no, taboo, right? Because That's what I would have done usually. So it's, or let's say a job, right? And you know that there's a kind of job that you've done, and now you have the experience, and you keep falling back into the pitfall, but you're trying to break out of that cycle, right? You got to do it different. So what I'm saying is, why can't we do this different, this system? You know, they're trying to break a few pieces here and a few pieces there, like for affordable housing and for, you know, bring things out there, build the kind of community for people to be able to afford living, because there's absolutely no reason anyone should be paying so much toward housing, any kind of housing, or there shouldn't be people that are out there that are unhoused. And, well, anyway, that's a whole nother, I mean, that's a big, it's my, it's my life's problem, right? It's my life's problem. It is my life's problem that I carry with me so that I can bring light and uplift. I can't do it alone. I have ideas, you know. I don't even know how much I drop of sand, you know. Nobody noticed you, Andrea. And it's not for being noticed. It's for being a part of a system change, a cog in the wheel of change, because that, here, change is a bad word, right? That's, nobody likes it. Ew, nobody wants to change anything. Why are you trying? Transformation. Transformational growth. Okay, can you gel with that? Let's rest on that. I'm Andrea Storm, and I've just finished running through a hamster wheel to catch a piece of cheese. Wow, that was fun. That was cute. That just came from my head. But doesn't everything come from our head? Words are very powerful. I've decided, I've known. And I want to be very careful in learning, developing, challenging myself to develop a greater vocabulary. However, in doing so, I also have to remember that I want to be like, you know, be able to pivot. Because pivoting is good. All right, ladies.